Welcome back to the Full Court Trap. Today we got a type of video I haven't done before. This is the NFL Week 15 in review. So I'm going to go through every game, give you my thoughts on the games, and everything. So let's just get into it. Starting out with the Raiders-Chargers game. Now, I picked the Raiders to win this game. I did not expect it to go the way it did. I mean, coming off winning the game 3-0 the week before, you would have expected this to be a low scoring, kind of just like what you expect from two 5-8 teams, like low scoring, sluggish type of game. I thought the Raiders would win because they've been playing better football than the Chargers, but man, they came out. They went up 56-7 in this game. I'm pretty sure, or 63-7, I think actually, which is just yeah, unbelievable. I mean, there was 49-0 at half, right? Something like that. Let's check the stats to make sure. But I believe it was 42-0 at half, 49-0 in the third, and then 63-7 after that incredible Jack Jones pick six, which just made me even more mad that the Patriots let him go. But yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it was a good thing in the long run for the Chargers that this happened because it made them fire Staley, who I've said for years is a terrible coach. I mean, a couple of years ago, his coaching performance against the Chiefs, where he just some of the worst, decision making I've seen by a coach ever. I felt like that warranted a firing enough. So, yeah, I think ultimately it was a good thing in the long run for the Chargers, but obviously a very embarrassing game in the moment. Now on to one of the best games of the weekend. This was the Bengals Vikings game out there in Cincinnati. Man, Bengals had a huge comeback in this game. It was 17-3. Jake Browning was awesome. He's been playing really good football, and in this game, he really showcased what he can do. And after the game, he talked about how the Vikings had let him go, and basically that had him fired up. And yeah, man, being able to use that as motivation and do what he did, that was an amazing outing by him. And I picked the right team in this game too. I had Bengals, so at this point I am 2-0 for those of you who are keeping track. But yeah, Bengals got a crazy win in that one. Then on to Colts Steelers. Steelers had a little bit of a lead early. I believe it was 13-0. I want to say. Let me go back into score to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this game was 13-0. Yeah, it was 13-0 Pittsburgh, and the Colts scored the last 30. Now, I'm not going to act like I watched this game. I did not watch the Steelers-Colts game, but, man, the Steelers are just falling apart. And I wonder if this will be Tomlin's last year. I mean, I think that he took a team without much talent to a really good record, and he deserves credit for that, but, ultimately they're falling apart, and it is what it is. Then on to my first incorrect picks of the week. We got Lions, Broncos, and the Lions reminded me how good they are, man. The offense was just clicking all day. 5 touchdown passes from Jared Goff. Gibbs was really good. And yeah, it felt like the Broncos had opportunities and they kind of threw them away, but ultimately, man, the Lions just played great football. And I'm hoping it's kind of a 49ers thing where they had a tough run in the middle of the season. Now they're out here and playing amazing football again, and the rest of the season they'll be great. Because man, that offense, it was a clinic from them on Saturday night, and awesome performance from them. Then now we got Browns Bears. This game was crazy. It was 17-7 Bears. Joe Flacco led a crazy comeback. He might have had 3 picks, but he was willing to make the plays that had to be made, and ultimately had one of the best throws I've seen all season to Amari Cooper when they were down 17-10 that got them the touchdown that tied this game, and ultimately they ended up winning this game. A field goal. I don't think it was the last second one. I think there was like 20 seconds left. But regardless, their last possession. Now on to Buccaneers Packers, man. The Buccaneers are looking really good. Baker Mayfield's playing awesome football. 4 touchdowns, 381 yards, no picks. Yeah, Buccaneers I think are going to take that NFC South. They look like they're playing. They look like a good football team, and they're playing good football. So excited to see what they do. I could honestly see them beating the wild card out of the NFC East, who looks like it's going to be the Eagles in the first round. They keep playing like that. They're playing really, really good football right now, especially offensively. On to Texans Titans. This was a huge comeback for the Texans. They were down 13-3. Case Keenum, a guy who I've always been a big fan of, best quarterback in Houston college football history, one of the best college football quarterbacks, period, ever. Has had some really nice runs throughout the years with different teams. I mean, specifically the Vikings. We all know about that. What he did there. And man, this is a huge win. I mean, Texans fans should be very thankful for what Case Keenum did here and just adding to his legacy down there in Houston, Texas. Awesome game from him. Then on to the Dolphins, Jets. Jets just got destroyed. I was silly for thinking this would be a close game. Dolphins just destroyed them. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that game. Then on to Patriots Chiefs. Now Patriots actually, at Patriots they were, leading this game right before halftime, 10-7. Ultimately, Chiefs just more talented. Bailey Zapp had a really good first half, wasn't so good in the second half, and that's pretty much all I got to say about this game. The Chiefs are just a better football team, and I'm glad that the Patriots are, keeping that number 2 pick. Only one game back of the number 1 pick, which we'll get into in a second. So, there's still that outside chance that they could be picking number 1. On to Saints Giants. This game early was looking close, and then the Saints just pulled away. DeVito got hurt. I forget who ultimately. I don't think Tyrod Taylor was available. I didn't watch this game, but I know that DeVito did get injured early in this one. Tyrod Taylor. Oh, sorry. No, my bad. Scratch that. DeVito played most of the game. DeVito did get hurt towards the end, though, I think. I pretty sure I saw, so hope he's good. But, yeah, it wasn't early on. Then on to Panthers Falcons. Man, as a Patriots fan, I couldn't be happier. I'm sure Panthers fans couldn't be happier too because they don't have their draft pick anyway. Last second field goal to be a decent Falcons team. 9-7. I didn't really watch it, but happy for the Panthers and more happy for my Patriots that they pulled that out. On to Rams Commanders. Rams look really good right now. Went up 28-7 in this game before nearly blowing it, but they've got a huge one coming up against the Saints, and that's got a lot of playoff implications. So I'm excited to watch that one on Thursday night. Very excited for that game. On to 49ers Cardinals. The game was actually very back and forth early on, and it was only 21-13. 49ers at half, but the 49ers just pulled away in the second half and did exactly what we expect them to do to the Cardinals. But the 49ers, man, right now they've got to be the Super Bowl favorites. Though that game against the Ravens next week is going to be incredible. I'll cover that on my predictions this week, but I do think the Ravens have a very good chance to win that game. On to Bills Cowboys, man, the Bills just in every way demolished the Cowboys in this game. Actually, Josh Allen did not have to throw many passes in this game. I think he threw 19 passes, maybe even less. He was he was not having to do much, but the Bills defense was just awesome. And James Cook, 25 carries, 179 yards, and a touchdown. They were just killing them in the at the run game and their defense. And now on to Ravens Jaguars. This game, both teams I think are pretty exciting teams. So I enjoy watching both teams, but watching the Jaguars in this game is frustrating, man. 2 McManus missed field goals, just a barrage of weird plays on drives that they really should have scored on. They had off the top of my head, right before halftime, should have scored points, didn't get out of bounds, the play doesn't get off, then Trevor Lawrence fumbled right after, was it Lamar? somebody else on the Ravens fumbled. It seemed like they had a real chance in this game, and ultimately this game was not a 23-7 game. It was a very close game that just stupid mistakes got the Jaguars out of, and now they're gonna be fighting for their playoff lives these next few weeks. Texans are not going anywhere, and I think the Jaguars have a tough schedule. Hold up, let me not 100% sure on that. Let me check real quick. So right now they're still first, even though they split with the Texans. I guess the way everything works out, they are still first. But they have to play. Oh, well, they go to Tampa Bay this weekend. Now I think that's going to be a tough game. I think there's a very good chance the Jaguars lose that game. But then they got Carolina and Tennessee, and Tennessee's playing decent football right now too. But that might change week 18 when they don't have anything to play for either. But at the same time, we've seen a lot of teams play spoiler over the years, especially a team that's a decent team like the Titans, who's had a rough year. So we'll see. I'm not sure about the Jaguars, man, but very glad Lawrence is okay, man. That injury he took a couple weeks ago looked like it could have knocked him out for the year. So very glad he's okay. But that NFC or AFC South race will be very interesting. And now we got the last game of this week, and maybe the best game of this week. We got Seahawks Eagles. Now, I was watching this with some friends of mine, and this was one of those games where you're just like not really paying attention. Throughout the game, it's like, okay, the Eagles are up 7, the Eagles are up 4, whatever, but the Eagles were leading the whole time. It's kind of like one of those games, you're like, looking at the TV, looking back, just talking to people, and then it's like, wow, this is a 4-point game with 8 minutes left. It's anybody's game. And, the Seahawks had a chance with a couple minutes left. I believe they turned it over on downs, and then they get the ball back, and Drew Lock drives them 92 yards to win the game, and I was really happy for him, man. He looked, he looked really emotional. I said that on the, sideline at the end of that game, and then him in the interview, just talking about how he, never was sure if he could really do this anymore, and being able to prove what he did. He had some really nice throws on that last drive, man. That catch by Metcalf was unreal, and some of those throws he made up the sideline between safeties, between defensive backs was incredible, and especially that touchdown pass was really, really nice. And he deserves all the credit in the world. Eagles aren't looking so good right now. We'll see if this is another instance of team struggling midseason or if they're actually in trouble. But that's my thoughts on these games this week. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.